Welcome back everyone to another Leetcode 75 challenge. Today's problem we're going to be doing is subsequence, which is another 2-pointers problem. Another easy one. Basically we're given two strings and we just have to find out whether the first string is a subsequence of the second one. We just have to check whether or not all of these characters are contained in the second string. So for example, if we have ABC and this long string, we just have to make sure that A, B, C are within the second string in the same sequence. So as you can see, there's A first, and at some point we have B, and then a couple of characters later we have C. So this string or this sequence is completely in the sequence. So we'll return true for that. And as for the second example with AXC and this long string, of course that'll be false because there is no X in there. There's A and C, but no X, so that'll be false. So another skill we're trying to develop is basically realizing or categorizing what kind of problems these are or what the potential solutions can be. So if you can recognize that this is a 2-pointed problem, then that's already really good progress. So basically, as we implied, we're going to be doing 2-pointers. So what we'll do is just start off with 0 as the first index for both of these strings, and what we'll do is just loop through the longer string, the second string, and for each character we'll check is it the same as the current index that we're at in the first string. If it is, then we'll increment both. If not, we'll just continue to increment through the second string until the very end, or until we are completely through the first string. And if we end up going through the first string, then we know it's contained within the second string and we'll return true. Otherwise, we'll return false. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so basically first thing we'll do is just create our 2 pointers and start them both at 0. And we'll just loop through the second string, right? So while the pointer j, which is going to be used for the second string, is less than the length of string t. Of course, we'll just increment j here, but what we want to do first is check is the first string at I the same as the character at the second string, right? So is s of I equals j at t. If it is, then we'll increment our I pointer. Otherwise, we'll keep I where it is. And whenever we do this, of course, you want to make sure that I is within bounds, so it's less than length of s. Basically, that should be pretty much it for the whole loop. And at the very end, what we'll do is return true if I is equal to the length of s, else false. Basically, what we're saying here is if we have iterated through the entire string I, which is, or if we're at the last character of the string I, means we have iterated through the entire string I, which means we have found the whole sequence in the second string, and therefore we'll return true. But if we haven't reached the end, then we'll return false. So that should be all, and we'll just run that. Accepted, and we'll go ahead and submit. Perfect, accepted. Great solution. And then we'll just quickly talk about the runtime of this. So the runtime of this should be just O of n, where n is the length of the second string t, because we're just looping through this whole string, the second string t, and then we determine whether or not we were able to find all the characters in the first string. And based on that, we'll just return the answer. That's all for this. See you guys in the next one.